welcome back to This Book Belongs to Pam. Today's video is very exciting, at least for me, because we are going to be doing a book haul. This is honestly the biggest book haul that I'm ever going to be doing in this channel. It's a mixture of books that I got in December, which is, my birthday, Christmas, like gift cards and stuff that you get during Christmas, and also my sisters visiting from the States, so I had them bring over some books here in the Philippines. And it's a lot. Like, I'm looking at the pile right now on the floor, and it's a lot. And I'm excited. So I am just gonna be doing this in sections and just telling you where I got the books, why I got them, and if I have any plans of reading them anytime soon. So without further ado, let's get on with this book haul. So the first batch of books that I'm gonna be sharing with you are books that I got during my birthday book shopping extravaganza. I don't know, I've just started doing that like 2 years ago, where I go to a bookstore on my birthday and just pick out a couple of books to add to my collection. Usually I pick out a couple of books that I've read, but this year I actually picked out completely like new to me books, or books that I've never read before, and that is quite exciting. So first one is Severance by Ling Ma. So this is not a new book. I'm sure a lot of people already have read this, but I have been wanting to read this for a long time now, ever since I saw it on Carrie Can Read's channel. I just like the premise of the book, which I believe is that there is a pandemic that is happening, and it investigates what the dynamic is in an office setting when a pandemic or some kind of apocalyptic event hits. Well, apocalyptic might sound too much, but pandemics are scary. So, yeah, this one was written before the pandemic that we're still probably in. But a lot of people have been saying that the things that are in here are quite accurate to what actually is happening right now. I also really like the blurb or the tagline at the back, which says, "Is it the end of the world or just another day at the office?" I'm like, sold. Give me that book. I want to read it. And this is also a very nice paperback. It's like a matte feeling. Like, I don't know if you hear that. It feels so good. So yeah, this is the first book, Severance by Ling Ma. The next book that I got is The List by Yomi Adegoke. So this is a contemporary book. I don't know my book genres, honestly, but yeah, I found out about this book from Jamie's library. So I just got super curious about the premise of this book. We are following a journalist. She works for this magazine, and she's like very successful, has a loving couple. Are they like engaged or something? But one day, this thing called The List comes out, and it's basically a crowdsourced list of every single like men who have done something shady or problematic, something like that. And lo and behold, her partner is in that list. So we are just following how she handles that, how she confronts, I'm guessing, his husband or fiance or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just really got excited about that premise. I find it really cool to see how people react in situations like this. So I picked it up. The List by Yomi Adegoke. The next book that I got is also a recommendation from a Jamie's Library video, which is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I actually have heard of this book for a long time now, but I've always been slightly intimidated because this book is written in verse, as you can see, I think. I hope it's not too bright, but yeah, it's written in verse, and that's not exactly a format that I feel 100% comfortable in. So I was quite afraid to pick it up. But in James Library's review, she said that this book also touched a bit on the experience of growing up with a different figure, like being more curvy than everybody else, and the bullying, the judgment that comes with that. And I could relate to that so much. So I was like, I'm gonna pick this up. The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. So you can see, I have been buying paperbacks now because I feel like for contemporary or lit fic novels, paperbacks just feel a lot better than hardback. So I'm mixing things up. The next book that I got is actually a cover buy. So I was just browsing the bookstore and I happened upon this book and I just thought I have to have it. Like I had know next to nothing, actually nothing about this book. I also know nothing about the author, so this is a risky move for me. I was just so enamored by this cover. You look at that. It's like a vintage flower wallpaper and there's this like baby bird, featherless bird in the middle, and the title, The Glutton, I don't know, it just spoke to me. I kept like going back to the section where this book was and I just thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna get it. Last year I also had a cover by, which was Idle Burning by Rin Asami. So maybe that's just gonna be a trend now. My tradition is to get one cover by during my birthday book shopping thing. So yeah, this is apparently set in 1798 France, which I didn't really get from the cover. I thought it was contemporary, but yeah, it is 1798 France. There's like nuns, there's a hospital. I have no clue. There's like a baby Jesus stuff, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this book, but I'm very curious. So I can't tell you anything about it. So yeah, that is The Glutton by A.K. Blakemore. The final things that I got for this birthday shopping spree is a box set. And if you have been following along on maybe my Instagram, you would know that I have started reading The Mortal Instruments. I have finished reading the first three books of that series.
I honestly didn't like it that much because of the writing style.
But everyone is telling me to keep going and read this specific trilogy in the whole Shadowhunter Chronicles, and that is the Infernal. Where's the front? Infernal Devices trilogy. So we have Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. So I just bit the bullet and got the box set. Initially, I was looking at getting the hardback covers because usually for fantasy I prefer hardbacks, but I actually hate the covers of those. It's pretty much like this. Like this is the covers of the paperback in the box set. It's like this, but the actual illustration and stuff, it's very dated and I would hate having that on my shelf. So I just got the paperback. I'm just gonna keep it in the box set to keep it as pristine as I can. So yeah, this is the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, and everyone is saying, and I feel like I've been repeating myself, that this has the best love triangle writing. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know when I'm gonna read this, but definitely this year. And that is the last book that I got during that birthday shopping thing. Now, the next set of books are gifts. So, things that I got from other people, which I'm very, very thankful about. When people give me books, I really appreciate it because, one, obviously, they're giving me a gift, and two, I'm just really curious about which books from my wish list people are gravitating towards. So the first one is a gift from my partner's family, and that is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Raven cycle. It's a paperback, and I have heard of this book for a very long time. And recently, Carrie Can Read also did like a video on it. Emmy also loved this so much, so I'm like, I gotta know what the fuss is all about because I initially wasn't really interested in the book. So Raven Voice by Maggie Stiefvater. Now the next two are super duper surprising for me. I wasn't expecting them at all. But I am a member of Jan Agaton's Patreon, which is called The Lair. And in that Patreon, we posted our wish list during the Christmas season. I wasn't really expecting anything. I just posted it just because I do have an Amazon wish list and I thought, might as well. But two people gave me gifts off of my wish list, and I am so, so grateful. The first one is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. So this was given to me by Jessy Chamber Reads. I will leave a link to her Instagram in the description box. And I don't know, it was just so nice. I have been wanting to read the Ninth House duology series. I don't know what it is, but I've been wanting to read this for a while now. And this just gave me the push that I needed. So we are gonna be bother reading this sometime soon. But yeah, thank you so much again, and I really really appreciate it. It made me almost cry. Actually, I teared up quite a bit. So yeah, Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. The last gift that I got was also from another layer vamp. That's what we call ourselves, and that is Even If This Love Disappears Tonight by Misaki Ichijo. This was gifted to me by Ashlyn, which was so sweet. I saw this in a 24-hour reading vlog by Emmy, and she bawled her eyes out, and she mentioned that this has something to do with memory loss, which will always get me. So I thought, why not put it on my wish list? And I was just so surprised that I actually received it in the mail, and I just know that I'm gonna cry because Japanese, like, sad stories are really, really sad. Like, they know how to make it really sad. So I'm afraid of this one, but thank you so much, Ashlyn, for gifting it to me. So the next set of books that I got are books that my sister brought over from the States. I just got a couple of books that are quite hard to find here in the Philippines, so I wanted to use the opportunity of them visiting me to get those books. Also, the lighting is just going in and out. Sorry about that. Um, it's so dark now. Can I make it brighter? I don't know if that's any better, but that's the best that I can do. The first book that I got is something that I've been wanting to read for a long time now. It's been in my wish list for a while, and that is Interview with a Vampire, Anne Rice. Look at this super shiny cover and this slightly creepy photo of Anne Rice. Look at that. It's so shiny. But yeah, I love the film. I barely remember it, but I know that I used to really, really love it. Um, and I just wanted to read it has deckled edges. I didn't realize that it had deckled edges. The next one is also a vampire book and something I've already read, actually. So this is the only book I think in this entire haul that I've already read. And oh my god, I'm so excited. Actually got this off of Pango, which is this reselling app in the state, and it's the Dowry of Blood by S.D. Gibson. This is the Fairloot edition of A Dowry of Blood by S.D. Gibson. You all know that I love this book so much. I read it during my Reading Like Jan Agaton vlog. I will link that down below. But yeah, this has such exquisite writing. And honestly, I wanted to get the original self-published version because that cover illustration is just so beautiful. But people are selling it for like exorbitant prices, and I just can't do that. So I got the next best thing, which is the Fairloot edition, and I just look at that. She is so beautiful. I love this pattern. It's really giving off vampire vibes. And then you have this amazing illustration on the end papers, and also I think it's different on the back side. Look at that. It's so pretty. And I kind of want to reread it so I can tab it and stuff. But yeah, Dowry of Blood by S.D. Gibson. Lastly, the book that kind of gave my sisters a headache because it's so fucking heavy. It's none other than The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is like a proper brick. It's so heavy. I think it's like 1.5 kilos or something crazy like that. My sister actually had to hand carry it as if she was gonna read it on the plane because all of the bags are like overweight. And she really couldn't fit this anywhere weight wise. So she was like lugging this around the airport and the airplane, and I'm just so grateful to her. But it's such a big book. Look at that. Like, it's so heavy. I have a much thicker book in this book haul, but this is heavier. And I don't know. I think the paper is just probably better. I am so intimidated. I still haven't finished the Mistborn trilogy. I am prioritizing that this year, so I don't know when I'll actually get to this one. But I'm just excited to have it. Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. So heavy, guys. Okay, so that is all the books that I got from the States. The next set of books are books that I got for myself, just because. By the way, I'm so sorry if I sound like this. very congested and if my nose is getting redder as the video goes on because I am still sick from the longest ass flu I've ever had in my entire life. And I have been coughing and sneezing, whatever, off camera. So there's that. On to the books that I got for myself, just because. In the video that I posted before this one, which is the book exchange with Pam, where she got me Stalking Jack the Ripper, right? So I went into the bookstore a few days after and made some purchases that are kind of like a leap of faith. And that is I'm just getting it from the floor. That is the rest of the I don't know what the series is called. Stalking Jack the Ripper series. Like Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco, Escaping from Houdini, and Capturing the Devil. At the time that I bought this, I haven't actually read Stalking Jack the Ripper yet, so that was a big leap of faith. But I have now read Stalking Jack the Ripper and I did quite enjoy it, so grateful for that. I can't wait to go into the next book, which is Hunting Prince Dracula. It's probably going to be a vlog of some sort as well, so let me know if that's something that you're interested in watching. These books are quite thick, so I don't know how that's going to work out for me, but yeah, these are the first 3 books that I got, just because. Next book that I got, also from that same day that we did the book exchange, remember how we had stacks of books that we exchanged so that the other person could pick a book and gift it to us, right? I did not let go of some of the books in those stacks just because I really wanted to just read it. I just really wanted to. And the 2 books that I got are, first thing is Sweet Bitter by Stephanie Donler. I think I saw this book off of a very old Jamie's Library video, and I don't know, I just found it quite interesting because it does have this whole like restaurant behind the scenes aspect to it, and I got so addicted to the bear when it came out, so I just thought I want to read that kitchen toxicity kind of thing, and this one seems to have it. That's all I really know about it. That's Sweet Bitter by Stephanie Donler. The next one is a book that I've heard a lot about. It's Mieko Kawakami's Breast and Eggs. I actually have no idea what this is about. I just know that there's like 3 women in here, but a lot of people have told me that this is a good first Mieko Kawakami book, so I got it. And I also really like this cover. It feels like those movie cards that we see floating around on Pinterest or something. It feels like one. Breast and Eggs by Mieko Kawakami. The next one I got is a highly anticipated read for me, and that is Rouge by Mona Wan. Look at this super pretty cover. I really love this cover. Mona Wan's team, who does their covers, they are killing it. I love all of her covers. I have read Bunny and All's Well by Mona Awad. I have loved both of those so much, so I thought I would give Rouge a go. I have been hearing mixed reviews about this book, but it's okay. We're gonna form our own opinion. Mona Awad's writing is something that I'm really enjoying, even though it's kind of like eclectic in a way. I know that it talks a lot about beauty standards, which is always a very interesting topic, so Rouge, Mona Awad. So the next one that I got is, obviously, I got Ninth House. It's only fitting that I also get Hellbent. The things I say to myself really to justify these purchases. But yeah, I got Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. I'm so surprised that almost everyone that I know who enjoyed Ninth House enjoyed Hellbent a lot more. That's kind of rare. Usually the first book is like the darling of the series, and then the second book is that neglected middle child kind of thing, just because usually the second books are like just a bridge to a trilogy or something like that. But everyone has really raved about Hellbent, and I want to know what the fuss is all about. I want to know. So I'm definitely going to be reading this series or duology. I don't know what it is yet. This year. So yeah, that is Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. The next one is a book that I kind of debated whether I should buy now or not, but when I saw it in store, I could not help myself, and that is V. Schwab's Fragile Threads of Power. So this is technically the fourth book in the Shades of Magic series, which I absolutely adore. It's this one right here. But it's sort of like the second half, kind of like how Mistborn like trilogy is actually there's like six books, and also like the Mortal Instruments. You have the first half and the second half. It's the first book in the second, I guess, half. Hesitated a lot because obviously this just came out, which meant that the next books are gonna be a long wait, and I don't know when I'm gonna start reading this. I'm probably gonna hold off as long as I can, just because I don't want to wait super super long if there's like a cliffhanger at the end. But I have been wanting to read this for a while because I am just so excited to get back into that world. I also heard that a lot of the characters from the first trilogy are making appearances in this book, and I just want to see them again. I really love this world, so there you have it, Fragile Threads of Power by V. Schwab. We are reaching the last book that I just got out of whim. I think I got this on the same day that I got the Fragile Threads of Power. And this is also a cover buy. So this is my second cover buy. Actually, this is the last cover buy for this entire haul. And it's More Than You'll Ever Know by Katie Gutierrez. Like, I just really got hooked by this cover. Also had deckled edges. And this one, aside from the cover, the thing that really hooked me was this line at the very top of the synopsis thing. The dance becomes an affair, which becomes a marriage, which becomes murder. So isn't that so intriguing? I think this is like a murder mystery woman unhinged double life situation. There's a true crime writer who becomes obsessed with telling this story. It's interesting. And a fun fact or a fun thing about this is that I was initially gonna get the paperback because I wanted to obviously, it's a cover buy. I didn't want to spend that much for the hardback. But the paperback didn't have a price on it. And when I asked the cashier, when I asked them for the price, it was the same price as the hardback. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get the hardback. So More Than You Ever Know by Katie Gutierrez. Okay, the next set of books are my Fairy Loot books. So I am subscribed to the YA book box and the adult book box. So I do get two books. Oops, somebody's making an appearance. Hello. Are you here to put your fur on all of my books? These are the books that I got for December and January. The first one is What My River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I think this is the Egypt fantasy one, which is something I'm very curious about. I haven't read anything like that, so I'm really excited to read this. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this cover. I really like the original like black cover, but the naked cover kind of makes up for it. It's really pretty as well. So there's that, but I still do prefer the original cover. So yeah, that is What My River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. Wow, the light is really just going in and out. Nothing I can do about that. The second Fairy Loot book that I got is so pretty. It's Feybound by Sarah L. Arifi. Look at that. Look at how beautiful this book is. I think the original is a red. Like, this is just a different colorway of the original cover, which I don't mind because I really love this design. And honestly, I like the blue color. It's very cooling. It's kind of a little bit gloomy as well. So I don't know the story of this just yet, but I really love this colorway. And this is the spine, just plain on the top and bottom. Or spine, the edges, I mean, not the spine. And then you have this naked cover. You have dual covers, dual-sided covers, or dust jackets. And then you have this end paper design, which is different in the front and back, which I always appreciate. There's that. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna read this yet, but it's so pretty and I'm so excited. I've heard very good things about it as well, so that is definitely piquing my interest. So that is Feybound by Sarah L. Arifi. We are down to the final Fairy Loot book, which is, I think this is just a January. Is this a January book? Yeah, this is a January book actually, and it's The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers. This actually has a hollow foil kind of thing going on, probably because of the whole Stardust theme. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of the hollow foil because it does make it kind of hard to read, but I do like the illustration behind it as well. The back says curses are made to be broken. I have no knowledge of what this book is about. This is the sprayed edges, and this is what the naked cover look like. Not the biggest fan of the purple. Oh, I like this. I think this is the original cover. They just did it in a different colorway. Actually, kind of prefer that. Low key. This is the end paper illustrations. Just the two, I guess, main characters. So yeah, that is City of Stardust by Georgia Summers. I am planning to do like a Fairy Loot reading vlog because I want to make sure that I'm getting to my Fairy Loot books. So that is coming up sometime soon. Now the next set of books are books that I got because I need to read them for the 12 Rex 12 Friends 12 Rex 12 Friends challenge that I'm doing all year round. But I've also been wanting to read these books for a while, but I just thought it would be nice to have it in physical format. The first one is also a good one because it's by a Filipino author, and that is Silver Under Nightfall by Rin Chupeco. This is also a vampire, I believe. Yeah, this is also a vampire story, which is exciting. It's a fantasy vampire story. And I have heard very good things about this book. This cover is just gorgeous, and it's also a Filipino author. So, what more could I want from a book? So yeah, I'm so excited to read this. I have been wanting to just add more Filipino authors into the mix of books that I read every single month, and this is gonna be one of those. Silver Under Nightfall by Rin Chupeco. And the next one, the one I told you that was thicker than The Way of Kings, but lighter, is none other than The Priority of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This book is a weapon. Like, literally, if I hit you in the head with this, you will probably have a concussion. Look at her in her full, chunky glory. So this is also for my 12 friends, 12 Rex, 12, I forget, but that challenge. This is also for that challenge. I kind of knew that somebody was gonna suggest this book because everybody just loves to recommend this book. One, I believe it's also quite good. It has dragons, it has queer representation, and everyone just says that the lore is so awesomely written and structured. So I know a lot of people love this book, but also a lot of people love to recommend it because it is a chunker. It is. So at some point in this year, I'm gonna get to it. I'm probably gonna try and get it in early when I have like the best reading mood, when things are not so busy. I'm definitely not gonna leave it until December because I would just fail. So yeah, my wrist is starting to hurt. It's The Priority of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Okay, the last four books that I have here are actually books by Filipino authors. And I'm really, really excited to grow my collection of Filipino authors. My, I guess, dream is to have like a shelf or like a couple of shelves filled with books by Filipino authors that I love. So I wanna read as much as I can and get the ones that I love in a physical format. One, to support the authors and hopefully help grow the local publishing scene. And two, I just wanna have like books that I can recommend to friends easily, like Filipino books. So yeah, the first one is All the Lonely People by Kanika Claudine D. Peña. Look at that, she's a skinny legend. But I'm really interested in the premise of this one because it talks about the things that people lost, and I guess what are the things that people associate with the things that they lose, kind of thing. Like maybe it's an ID, a phone, a handkerchief, things like that, and then how that sort of like plays a role into their life. I was really curious about that because when I was in college, I read this book called, I forget what it's called, but it's basically a book of not lost things, but just books that this person kept from a past relationship, and like the significance of those small, like seemingly insignificant items, like maybe a concert ticket or a food wrapper kind of thing, and just like the memories that we humans attach to those random pieces of things is just that's it's so interesting to me, and this kind of gives off that vibe as well. And I'm also so glad because the author also, I got this directly from the author, and she left a very, very nice message in the title page, and that's just so cute. I can't wait to read this. I actually think I'm going to read it this month in January or in February. So yeah, that is All the Lonely People by Kanika Claudine D. Pena. The next one is a book that I've heard about quite a lot, and it's also something that kind of intimidates me a bit. It's Insurrecto by Gina Apostol. Now, Gina Apostol is a very celebrated writer here in the Philippines, but also kind of like not educational, but the books that she writes are usually like historical. So I am a little bit intimidated by it, but this seems very interesting because it's actually talking about women during the reign of our previous president, which shall not be named. But yeah, very curious about that. I have heard good things about it as well. Can't wait to read it. Insurrecto by Gina Apostol. I guess going along with the theme of like shitty things that happen in the past administration, Some People Need Killing by Patricia Evangelista. Now, I think this is essentially like a non-fiction of all of the murders that happened during that time. State-sanctioned murders, but obviously very much in the down low. So this is gonna be a very dark read. I don't know when I want to read it because I probably need to be in the right mind space for it. But yeah, this is something that I've been wanting to read as well. Some People Need Killing, Patricia Evangelista. To end this video on a lighter note, I saved this book for last. Second Chance Books by Karina Gascal. This is just, isn't this adorable? It's just so cute. Obviously it's like second chance romance of some sort. Ooh! Oh, I didn't know she put in like a bunch of freebies, like stickers and stuff. That is so cute. I also got it somewhat straight from the author. I think this is self-published, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's self-published, and there's like text messages and stuff. It's just a cute romance, YA romance. And I just wanted to read one that's written by a Filipino author. So yeah, Second Chance Romance by Karina Gascal. That is it. Those are all of the books that I got for this massive haul, and I really need to go. I don't want to say book buying bad. I just want to be more intentional about the books that I got, especially because my bookshelf is filled to the brim now. I'm so happy about this haul. Honestly, it makes me so happy. I guess capitalism has its chokehold on me, but my collection is just growing and I'm so excited. So yeah, that is it for this haul. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I shared and what your thoughts are. If there's like a specific book that you're curious or want me to read first, let me know as well. And in total, I already counted it. I got 31 books, which is kind of fitting because I turned 31 last December. So 31 books for 31 years of living. Thank you again for joining me for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Baby,